This is Student Level 7 DVD. Okay, so what we did yesterday is we covered basically most of the sit-up guard, butterfly to X guard sweeps. So what I'd like to do today is teach you how to pass the butterfly guard, the sit-up guard. Okay, come on in. Ellen Baker. Okay, so here's your first thing. When you have a guy that's sitting up on you, okay, he's in, he's up. First thing you want to do is you want to kind of sit heavy and low so he can't start juggling your weight around, okay? Now, here's a few things you're going to do. One of them has to do with if he wants to stay really heavy and keep this, see how his head's going to be kind of be on one side? My hand's going to wedge and I'm going to bring it across his hip here. Okay, and as I do that, this has got to be fast because I know he can easily pull half guard if I slowly slide out. So when I start to fall here and I start to post, I've really got to sprawl hard, just like that. And now I know his goal is to keep his right elbow tight to his side. So my goal is to really dig this elbow and get this up and keep blocking and then kill it. Okay. So I'll call this the wedge. If his head's in the middle, I'm naturally going to just start to take that off. But if a guy's tight and he's here just like this, my hand's going to go completely across center line. I've got to post real fast and sprawl real hard, just like this. Okay, again, the goal here, if I start to lose his elbow, he gets his elbow in tight, okay, then I'm just going to come to north and south and stay controlled here. Okay, one more time. It's called a wedge. His head's on this side. Your hand's going to go here. You're going to post and sprawl hard up and then start to dig. If you can't dig this up, if you can lift his wrist and get his elbow, that's good. If you cannot, okay, just block his hip and go to north and south. And this is good for you. All right, the next pass I'm going to do is called a cradle pass. So he's in, he's going here. So I actually fight. I break the grip here. He still wants to keep coming in, so look what I do. Pull his head down. Now, I don't want to really reach up like this because that's easy for him to take my back. Okay, good. So, the big thing here, when I break this and I kind of pull his head, then I go over his head, now I reach through his legs, I'm going to grab my hands. And as I grab, I'm going to tilt him again and look at sprawl, put my hand where his hip is, and block and cut his head off. Okay. Break it. Okay. Pull his head. Look at this. Boof. Tight. Grab your hands. Now the key is to get him on his side, and I'm going to actually raise my hips and then put my hand here and wedge while I'm keeping his head, passing, and at the last second, cutting his head off. So look. Break, pull, grab, sorry, there goes your here, catch, sprawl, pass, cut. Okay, that is called the cradle pass. Here, we're not quite as engaged yet, so what I'm doing is I'm playing with the wrist. As I pull, he pulls his wrist, and there's a wrist lock. I might grab his wrist and go for a diving chicken wing or kimura here. Okay, but this one I like to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my right leg back or lift it up, and I'm going to just drag his leg across center line. Really simple. So my hand from right here, my leg comes up. His hook might even follow me. Okay, but the biggest thing is, look, it's already spinning his body. Whoosh. Good. Okay, so this is what I call a leg drag. So from right here, he doesn't know what I'm doing. Leg drag. Real simple. Again. Okay. All right, this next pass, what I call is a pop-over pass. The pop-over pass is one of my favorites, and here's your goal. He's in, I break the grip, I sumo. The sumo is on his neck, his armpits, and under his chest. Okay, now my goal is to go from right here, and from right here, I need to drop my head to the floor as fast as I can, and I'm going to do a headstand and shuck his legs underneath me. So I'm going to go here and just shuck. Okay. So we're here. Take it, sumo him down, head hits the floor, and as I come up, his legs could follow, right? But that's the shuck underneath. Okay. This is another version, another view of this. He's in, I break the grip, I put him down, my head comes down, I jump up, I shuck. Once I get past and I landed here, I've got to do two things, because he could still push my head and shrimp away. No good. Okay. So once I'm here and I have my weight on him, the first thing I got to do is get his hip. So I go from this position to the climb, to the head, to the grip. That's my first way I'm going to get in. Okay. The second thing I'm going to do from right here, I've got to get his hip. He defends his head, so I punch all the way over and back, walk my hand and hip right to north and south. Okay, this next pass is another one of my favorites. The goal, again here, is to break the grip, get him down. Okay. Put your head down and body lock under his legs as tight as you can. He could be pushing, straighten his legs, whatever he wants. I'm snug as a bug. Right from here, all I do is fall to my side, and then I walk my knees back in and captivate his legs. Again, I have to walk up the tree, so I've got to climb and climb, or climb, and then come up top. This is actually one of my favorite passes. So from right here, break him, put him down, catch tight. Can he push? Can he move my head? No, it's tight. Now I just fall, quick, fall, and bring my knee up tight. Take him off, get him down, get tight, fall, tight, here. Okay, the next pass is called a pin pass. So from right here, I push him, get him down. My hand goes inside and I pin here and just jump over his leg. Boof. Now I'm here, okay, and then get my control. So I've got to get the grip away, get him back. From right here, hand goes here, hand goes here. I jump my hip up and jump over. Now I get my control. Then control, control. Okay, the next pass that I'm going to use, I'm going to play with the legs a little. So I'm going to push his leg to see how flexible he is. So, and sometimes I try to play with the legs a little. As I do this, I just have to be careful of his arm drag. Huge. Arm drag. Okay. My goal, when I push one leg, look at how the other leg comes up. Okay, come on up. So one more time. So I'm here. I start to push. And as I push, his other leg starts to come up. I'm going to use my club and put my body weight on it. Up here. This hand is now going to jam his leg. And now I'm going to go to his back. I know naturally he's either going to go to his back or he's going to go to his knees. Go to your knees. So I have got to prevent him from going to his knees. When he starts to go to his knees, I cup here and here. Go to your knees, cup, and then just pull him flat back, and now you're back on top. Okay? So once you're past, slowly to here, he starts to go to his knees, hook, cup, pull, and dive back in. He's on his side from here. Once you pass, sorry, you were here. Now he turns his back into me. Good, now look at, this is easy for you to start to get a grip. The last thing is he actually, from right here, he goes to his knees. Let him go, and then push him back, and now pass his guard again. Okay? So, from right here, body weight, push, push, control. Now this is very similar. I use my body. So I get him here. My body goes like this. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come up on my feet. His hooks are going to follow. And I'm going to start to circle and use the same mentality. So this is very, very little effort. So break him. Okay. Post up. Run in a circle, body weight. Okay, one more time. The goal on this is to come up and run in a circle and then use your body weight. That's an easy pass for you. Okay, in this one, my objective now is when I start to get this guy back, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lift a leg up. And so see how he's going to follow? So as he follows, I'm going to start to pin this more and more. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knee and I'm going to shift slowly and bring my knee through, and I'm going to bring it all the way through to the ground like this. As I do this, I get this leg nice and tight, nice and snug, get under his head, and since I'm really pushing him hard here, he's going to start to straighten his leg out. Perfect. He's going to end up right into a mount. So again, you're from here, you get him down, you lift your leg, and then you start to push and manipulate the body. Your knee is going to go right through the back, right here, push right through the back of his leg. Okay? Your other leg's got to get in nice and tight. They've got to get under his head. His spine is compensated, so he's going to try to straighten his body out. Perfect. Push right into the mouth. So from here, get him down, lift the leg, push, body weight, get your knee all the way through to here. Knee up, knee down, walk. Kicks it off, right to the mouth. Good. It's called the leg up butterfly guard pass. Okay, so let's look real quick. When I get him back, it's called a knee slide. So you get him here, watch my leg. I bring my knee up. Now look at my, I'm going to start to push this down. This knee is going to slide as I go right to push pass. Okay. Again, turn your head a little. So, push, leg up, forming a nice base here. Okay. Now you're just going to knee slide through, and you're going to get the underhook. Leg up, just like this, nice and tight. This will allow you to slowly manipulate and get this as you're sliding. Okay, now that one's very similar to this. When you're here and you get this guy back, watch my right leg. It's like a round kick. Okay, same thing. So once I'm here, the leg from right here is going to kick all the way over, and same thing. And I figure if I could do this and kick from right here, kick this leg here, and then come here, then I've actually got a submission. Again. Watch my leg, push. Whoop. Time. Up, tight, right here, up. Woo. All right. Okay, now we're going to have Eric Brown and Alan Baker demonstrate some of their butterfly guard passes. Okay, get them down, get them down. Simple pass. He did a flip-flop there. Make sure when you do the flip-flop, you hold the leg so the guy doesn't bridge and come up on top of you. Do that again, Alan. Flip-flop all the way to the back and then turn back in. Good. Good. Okay. Go ahead, Eric. Eric's now going to use the breakdown here and the sprawl to trap the knee. Okay, a different one, which is fine. I didn't show it, but it's just a way to get to one side. Good. Whoa. Leg drag. It's the leg drag pass. That's a leg drag. Just remember, guys, when you're rolling, tuck your shirts in, usually, so you don't get anything stuck in them. Ooh, helicopter leg pass, kicking the leg over. Let's see that again, but we're going to have the leg lock now. So one thing on that will help is that you pin the leg. And then right arm through, and that goes right on the bone. Right on the bone. Good. Good luck walking later on. His nickname after that lock is going to be Hop Along. Knee slide pass, simple, good. That's the knee slide pass. Knee slide through with an underhook, nice, good. You could body lock the legs with your head down, you could cradle pass. There it is, just passing the legs backwards. Notice how he's using the body weight on the legs, but just using a forearm, pushing a leg down and using a forearm there, and putting the body weight on that thing. Good. This is called the cradle pass. Get the headlock, get the leg, grab your hands, sprawl as hard as you can. Good. Now throw his leg, shuck his leg, and cut his head off. Perfect. Wedge pass, Eric, if he has a body lock on you. Now you put your hand across center line, all the way across center line. Come back, come back. Around the arm, under the arm, hand on the floor, and good. Let's do that again. Add the sprawl, hard sprawl, post, and then cut the head off. Hand goes across center line, sprawl, good. Cut the head off. Good. Don't forget to always cut the head off. Cut the head off, I refer to a crossface as cutting someone's head off. So you want to bring their head not straight back, but you want to bring it back at the angle towards their butt. So you're really cutting that head off. Okay, jump over. Good, to the mount. Okay, Eric, body lock the legs and fall. Get them down. Okay. All right, so these are not all of them, but there are a lot of them. And you're going to kind of pick and choose. The biggest thing is to pick and choose what you like more than anything. And then you probably got, on the average, 1 to 3 that you're really going to use. And if not, I like to try to keep 3 in the arsenal, but I'm really good at probably 1 or 2 of those. Okay, part of the butterfly has to do with the active guard. I call it active. It's part of a half guard sequence, and basically what it is, when I have a hook in, I keep a leg trapped. I don't want to be here. A lot of people go here, and it's easy for them to pass. So the first thing I want to do to slow him down is trap his leg. And this is going to allow me to still try to work my sweeps from here. Okay, I can start to tweak his leg up, you know, get my hook back in, or tweak his leg out, just get him to straighten it, possibly get back even. But my main goal from here is it's more of a stalling position. Okay, so let's just look really quick at how you're going to kill this leg right here. He's going to straighten his leg straight back, and he's going to bring it in and behind my other leg and trap my other foot. Look at that. See that? Now he's got to stay heavy and hold my hips. The goal with this for him is to really isolate one side. If you can isolate this one side, then it's easy for him to pass. One of his passes from right here, hold on, is just to reach with this hand and grab my toes. Okay, now he just sprawls, and now the passes to that side. Another thing, once he establishes, go get this position here, when he's stuck, he's going to take his hand back and go under my foot and grab my hip. Good, now same thing, sprawl and pass. Good. Okay. The next, from right here, is, let's turn, is you're going to, from right here, once you're here, you're going to use your forearm, and you're going to block it, and you're just going to step over, and come all the way over. Oh, shot. Good. Okay. Your last, from here, is you're trying to pass. I know you're going to pass. You're really trying to pass, you're really trying to pass. I'm blocking, head down and hip over. Oh, he goes to the other side. Okay. So that makes 4 basic passes from here. All right, one more time. So from this position, which we call the what? Active guard, right? Biggest thing from here is getting this out, getting it in and trapping, keeping his hips tight. I wedge, I step. This is usually here, and then boom. From this position. Okay. Another one I forgot to show is I start to push, and when I do this, I put my head here to stop him from sitting up, because naturally when I start to go, he's got the chicken wing. Okay. To stop him from getting that, look. All right. Okay. Once this leg is here, I reach over from here, grab his toes, sprawl, and get across. I bring my hand under his leg, grab his hip, sprawl, pass, and get out. From right here, I start to try to pass. He starts to drive in, so I head down and hip over. Okay. And I forgot to show this one too, because sometimes when you get here, he's either going to drive this into me long, or he's going to drive it more into my chest to keep me off. So all I'm going to do from right here is cup here, and he's driving, he's not letting me pass. Look, hip, oh, keep it tight. Stop me. Hip, hip, hip. Grab his ankle and just hip pass. Okay. So that's going to be a few variations on how you're going to get through this. It's called the active guard. One more time. That's your first goal. Now how you get through, it's up to you. Most people generally like to pass and go really heavy, put their hip on the ground, stay heavy, heavy, and try to get around that way. Okay, go back. Okay. Now, just remember, when you start to do that, if there's any space at all, do it again. Look at my hook. I got my hook in now. I'm good. Okay, good. Back to half guard. So you've really got to pin this leg and trap that foot. Trap it. Good. And now sprawl. Go back. Same thing. It's trapped. Foot's trapped. Okay. Now he can reach inside. Whatever feels better for you. Okay. And he starts to pass. Oh, good. Okay. Next, from right here. Okay. He can use his forearm and step over, and then back step and come out. Okay. And head down and jump over. Good. Go back. He tries to pass, and I look. See when he hips down, I lift my leg up. So I don't want him to hip down pass. So I'm countering by lifting my leg. So as I lift, he reaches his hand all the way over like this, and he's going to start to hip. Look at him, still pushing, and he just uses it. Okay? So this makes it really easy for you to pass that active guard. So let's have Alan come in, and Eric and Alan are going to go at it. Okay. Notice how Alan's pinning that leg, using the hand. Okay, stepping over the leg, using his hips to get back in and get the control, get the side control. Good. Okay, go ahead. Notice how the leg is trapped and the hook is in. So this is part of like a butterfly half guard, or they call half butterfly guard, or active guard. Active guard for me, I started calling it that because it's just another name for it, and it kind of identifies a position. One hook in, one leg trapped. He jumps over, good. Okay. One hook in, one leg trap. Trap that leg. Good, nice pass. Leg's trapped, gets it out. Foot's trapped. Body weight, stay tight. You gotta stay tight. There can't be any bubbles in the game, because any bubbles will allow your partner to re-guard. Allow him to get his hook back in, or possibly just change position, or even topple you. Back walk and right to mount. Perfect. That's one of my favorites. Alan's now going to hop over, so he's going to take it, trap the foot, gets foot trapped. Good. Just hop over to the other side. I like to really try to pass to one side, and then I just do a headstand over. So you're really trying to pass to your left. Move to your left, head down and jump over. Busha. Good. That's it. Drive it, hip, 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 push, pull it out. Good. Another one of my favorites, using the hips. Using the hips. Hip down or hip in. Hip in, push the foot, or pull the foot. When the legs are entwined within my legs, he's giving me leg attack, so I've got to do it. I've got to just show it to you. So he's got to hook in, One hook in, one hook out. My first submission that I like to get on people from right here is I'd like to push this down as far as I can. Then I'm going to actually grab his heel and start to lift his heel in the air. And as I start to lift the heel, then I go here, and that's actually the submission. So one more time, I push here, get that low, start to pull this up. I'm using my taint as a fulcrum, using 2 fingers, and just start ripping that up. That will actually break. I've actually broken people's heel and ankle with this, with just that much pressure. You're just pulling this straight up. The second thing he's going to do, he's going to bail out and roll to his stomach. Good. Now you just hold his legs and hip in. So you take his back. Okay? Or just, crack his back a little bit. Okay. All right. Make some extra money. Hopefully tip or something from that. So one more time. Okay? Push, lift, pull. He bails out. Look. Control his feet. And then just start to work your hook. Take it back. Makes it easy. Okay? Okay, second lock. See this? Look what happens when I lift this leg. So what he doesn't see is I put my hand on my leg. So when my knee's down, I put my hand on my leg. Now watch what I do. I lift my leg. Haha. Look what happens. His leg's stuck. One more time. Good. Go to the toes, figure 4, rip it back. So from here, leg up, foot, hand goes here, remove the leg, go to the toes, figure 4, pull, push, pull. Number 2, pin, dive roll, come up, figure 4. His favorite, make it nicer. That's it. So from right here, put your hand here, take your leg off, go to the toe. Now what happens when I'm grabbing, he tries to kick free. Okay? So this is really nasty, and it's only for fighting. So he tries to kick free, his foot comes back, look, good, and stop. Rip, that's a rip. It's a reverse toe hold, and that will break your ankle or your knee. So once you're here, instead of reaching over, I reach under, and look at this leg strapped, just pin it, that's a break. Nasty. This is all done from to the toe. So I can go over, pull him back. I could dive roll, or I reach up this way and rip it the opposite way. From right here, when I'm here, watch what I do. I actually fall super heavy on this leg. See that? I'm falling my weight on his leg. So as I fall, that was you. Here. As I fall, look at. As I fall, I bring my knee in, and then I shin lock. That was you again. Same position here. 2 hands from here. Look at this. When I pull, I'm holding. The reason I'm holding his leg so he can't bridge. Okay? Now watch, when I pull his leg, I pull and push and pull. Oh! So it's an acceleration on his hamstring to rip it. So from right here. Here. Catch. Figure 4. And watch what I do. I start to pull, then I push, and then I rip the leg. Okay, so if you look now, your first lock was here, and you pull this up. Don't just go like this and pull. You push down, start to pull. Now, by the time this decides to come up, I'm already on his heel, and this is my break. The second one is I as I go here, I lift, I go to the toes. This is my first toe hold, 1. My second toe hold, 2. The STF, that was you, 3. Okay. The shin lock is fall, and get your knee here. Okay. A lot of times, I've actually started to fall, and this guy starts to drive this leg. He'll really drive his knee into me, drive his knee to stop me. So then I just fall and go back to the toe hold. See, he'll start to drive me away. So look, same lock. Okay. And these are your leg attacks from the active guard. Okay, now this is called the De La Riva hooking system. Anytime you guys are working your open guard, which you are now because this is the advanced series 6 through 10, which is all the secondary positions now. It's also based off the open guard. With the open guard, you got to learn how to use your hooks, and that's the key is learn how to use your hooks. And Judo has it, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has it. And this is going to teach you now how to use the De La Riva style hooks and how to just play and place them in the right spot. He's down, he can have a hook in, he can have 2 feet behind his ankles, he can have 1 foot or both feet behind the knees, he can have a foot behind the knee and on the hip, he could go 2 feet on the hips, then he can actually grab a wrist, and as he grabs a wrist, he can put the foot on the bicep. This is called the stretch guard or single arm control. Now I like the way his hand placement is here because this is going to allow him to actually start to get Ellen up in the air and start to harass him a little bit here. So he's really playing with someone's weight. And this is also going to start setting up your sweeps now. So right from here, we're just going to work with the single arm control. A couple of options here. Alan might get his arm free. Your other arm, sorry. Get your arm free, good. Now Eric's going to put his foot back to the hip or wrap it behind the knee. These are variations of things you can do here. All right, so this is how you're going to kind of get into this position. Just be aware, anytime you start doing this, your legs and your feet become available for the grabbing. So like Alan right here could pull his right arm out and go for a toe hold. That's what you got to be careful of. Alan also could do a back spinning knee bar from right here. All the way through. Yeah, good. Okay? So you've really got to be aware of these because at the higher levels, a lot of these moves are legal. The leg locks are legal. They're in the game. All right, so we're just going to go through some of these sweeps, and let's just go through the hooks, how he's going to like spin from the front and spin to the side, wedge a leg. Okay, this is going to be a back sweep it's called a leg hook sweep, and he's pulling the arm, pulling it, and usually you want to come up and pass that guard right away. So I'll actually use the weight of my opponent and let him actually pull me up. So as soon as you got that wrist, good, and you hook him, look at the knee, the wrist just pulls you right up and you knee slide through that guard. Now notice the hook, his right hook can go behind the leg or behind the ankle. Both are fine. And you're going to push that left hip, Ellen's hip, out at an angle, so he's actually pushing it outward, not straight back. Because if he does straight back, he can step back. But if he uses it at an angle and pushes it out at an angle, so he's going to actually push it out Eric's going to push it out to his left side like that, hip it out. Good. That's going to allow you to pass a lot easier, and you immediately want to pass the guard. Remember, you don't pass the guard to go to somebody's guard, or you don't sweep someone to go to their guard. You don't sweep someone to go to their half guard. You sweep someone to get one of the 5 dominant positions. Okay. Next sweep from right here is going to be called the tomahawk sweep. So all he's going to do is switch his left foot and his other foot, and he's just going to back sweep. And make sure you pass that guard. Okay. He switches his feet. Good. Back trips that. They call it a tomahawk because it looks like a tomahawk. Your left foot is doing a tomahawk, like an axe, kicking the back of the leg, switching that See the speed there? Good, taking the leg. Okay, this is now a very similar sweep, except he's just going to go to the other leg. This is a reverse tomahawk. So now he's here, he's got the hook. He switches the legs. Look how he switches. Good. Let's go back again. Let's just look at the foot placement here. You're starting with your back sweep with a hook. Now all you do is you swing across the body, use your hook, and switch your foot to a side kick and a tomahawking that bottom leg back sweep. You're kicking that leg. Good. Okay, now we're going to do what we call the wedge. We're going to wedge the leg, and we're going to start to work some wedge passes. So he's actually in. He's got the feet here. Now he's going to take his left leg and wrap the leg and start to wedge the leg. Eric's just going to show a few different variations here. This is one that will allow you to take someone's back. Okay, brings them up to the back. Oh, simple. Okay, the wedge sweep like that will also allow you to bring a guy forward or even backwards. Good. A lot of times when he does that wedge, the guy automatically will backspin to try to sit on you for the knee bar. So Eric's response is to actually bend his leg. Look at how his leg, hold on, go back. Look how his leg is wedged all the way across that hip, okay? Now Alan backspins. Eric bends his leg, grabs his pants, and straightens the leg. Oh, and comes up. Simple. That's a nice sweep. Just be aware again, because your legs are wide open, that you're actually giving your opponent possible weapons here. These sweeps with your hooks have to be done fast. So now Eric's going to insert that hook and spin to the leg lock. Spin all the way through. One more time. He's going to go all the way through, and that's a leg lock or a back sweep. That one's kind of fancy dancy. Again, I said I want to expose these to you because the biggest thing more than anything is that you actually just get to see these games, because some people are really good at them. Now he's going to come up to Alan's back. So instead of pulling him back into him, he actually brings him forward because Alan tries to run away. Okay, that wedge sweep again. Now we're going to actually tweak it. We're going to grab his forearm. And this one's nasty because it puts him face down. He drops and falls on his shoulder. Ooh. Good. Here's something else that will happen is when your feet are on your partner's hips. Okay, sometimes the guy starts to get his knees kind of close together. Get your knees in a little closer. So now Eric engulfs and wraps the legs, pulls, okay, and turns. I don't like that one, just in case someone walks in the gym and it's their first class that they're watching, and then they go, and you're in that position trying to sweep someone, and they go, what the heck are these guys doing? Okay, look at it. Now, what I like instead of that, lay back, Eric, is grab his wrists, engulf his legs, pull his wrists up, and then turn them sideways. Yeah, that's kind of a hard fall, so be careful on that one. Do it again. Your feet go from his hips, you wrap the legs, wrap them. Two hands lift straight up, and then drop them sideways. Good. Standard back sweep now, except our back sweep, we don't want two legs. When we do this one, we don't want both legs on the side, because Alan can easily fall and turn and go for a heel hook or for a toe hold. So you got to be careful there. Okay, go back. So what we'll do when we start to do this, we put a foot in the middle so we can really kick them far, and then we kick off and come back on top. Good. That's the way you should do your back sweep. If you want to back sweep someone, put a foot, keep one hook and one foot in the middle. That way you can really project them, and it's hard for them to catch your leg. He's going to go back. Now Eric's going to, as Alan's standing in his guard, he's actually going to take his feet from here, and he's just going to open his legs as wide as he can and use the back of his hamstrings on Alan's shins and shake him. That's it. Now come up. So you're using your hamstrings to sweep. Feet on the hips, open your legs, and shake your legs. Shake them. There it is, and up. He's going to do the same thing from the hips, but now he's going to keep his feet inside and use his shins on shins. Same type of sweep. I like these sweeps because of the fact that when you're fighting, you always have to have your feet on your partner's hips from here so he doesn't punch your face in. The thing that stops your face from getting punched in is your feet on the hips and your hips up. So at any time, If the guy gets close, you can open your legs wide and let him step in, and now use your hamstrings. Okay, that was a standard back sweep. Now we use our hamstrings on the shins or our shins on the shins. You back sweep, let one leg go, kick off, and usually go back to both legs or pass. You've always got to keep one leg so they can't run away. Okay, look at it again, slow motion. And kick one, and grab both feet there, and now it's shuck pass or toe hold, shuck pass, side to side, shuck pass. Good, simple. The stretch guard is also known as single arm control. Okay, now your attack from here, you want to really push that bicep hard, foot on the hip. Push it hard, push it hard. And the goal is Alan's going to actually kind of push back, and he's going to slip his heel off the back, or off of his bicep, and then he's going to go right into the triangle. Push. Good. Now, the triangle will give you naturally, as you do that again, and you go here and kick it off, you naturally, from right here, from the triangle, Alan will lift his head. So now he goes for the arm bar, and now he'll start to turn his arm. He's going to go straight to the omoplata. Good. And those three locks all work together. Triangle, arm bar, omoplata. Arm bar, omoplata, triangle. Look at push. Arm bar right here naturally. And good, omoplata. Good. And don't forget, there's a nice figure four wrist lock in there too. This is called the stretch guard. This is actually good for fighting because you can get here, triangle, arm bar. There's a figure four, arm bar right here. Now wrist lock, just crunch it. I call the detonator because it looks like you're detonating a building there. And then now last thing, omoplata. Good. Now Alan decides to roll, and you catch a knee bar on the way over. And there's a knee bar, toe hold, knee bar. Oh, and toe hold on the end, crack. Good. As you're going for that omoplata one more time, we're going to go for the same series here. Oh, triangle, arm bar. He turns it, omoplata. He starts to dive roll, and that's where you're going to catch the leg, right there, and push. Toe hold on the end. Foot on the bicep. Going for the triangle, arm bar, head up. Turns it, omoplata. Now, hold on. Now open your legs, let them roll, and go to the arm bar. Roll, go. And legs over, arm bar. Okay. But Alan's going to actually roll a lot faster, so now you'll just see when he lifts his legs, right to the omoplata. Go right to the omoplata. Bang. Okay. Open your legs, and you can see how he'll just fall right into that arm bar. Okay. And another thing we're going to do is Eric's actually going to roll with him now and just re-omoplata him. So when he goes for the same type of motion here, triangle, armbar, omoplata, he's going to roll. Now Eric's going to roll and go right back to the same thing again. You're just going to follow him up. Eric has the option to backspin over his head and go for an armbar off the omoplata. Right here, he rolls. Now Eric goes to his knees and backspins. Helicopters, now goes back to the armbar. That's another way we can get an armbar. Okay, that was with the backspin. And another thing Eric can do from right here is he'll go for the omoplata. As he rolls, he mounts. Right to mount, now go for the armbar. There it is. Okay? All paths lead to the armbar, to the arm lock, to the Jujigatami. Okay? So that's a little bit about the stretch guard. That's a little bit about the De La Riva hook system. Some of the cool standing sweeps and back sweeps you could use with your hooks. Practicing your open guard specifically for advanced training, and also this is really good for MMA. Not all of it, but some of it's good for MMA with the feet on the hips. But more than anything, it's going to teach you how to have great dexterity in your feet, and then also will teach you how to move with your partner and get your hook sweeps.
So we're working out of, like today, side control, Tommy. I'm a student level 2, student level 3, training ideas.
Training ideas is you mainly work the positions that you train. So your go-tos would be to pass, how to pass the guard, go to side control, establish mount. They turn, you take their back. Real simple. ABC. The more advanced you get, the better you get at other positions. So the game isn't quite so much ABC anymore, but for you to win, it's ABC. I take you down, I pass your guard, I get my mount, I take your back, I finish you. Some guys take a guy down, pass the guard, get to side control, finish him from side control. Some guys take a guy down and end up in guard and finish him in the guard. The top guy goes for a leg lock. Some guys take a guy down, they hit the guard, and the bottom guy triangles the guy, or arm bars or omoplatas the guy. So stick within the realms of the positions you're comfortable in. Remember that you have a bridge out of every single position. You should be able to bridge. And if you can't bridge out, it at least gives you an escape or a bubble or a path where you can actually create space and change and move your body so you can get a hook in or change your escape. If you've got a great bridge, that's probably going to be your escape. But you have secondary and tertiary escapes, same as attacks. You have a primary attack, a secondary attack, a tertiary attack, which are called setups. You might not get the first one, you might not get the second, you might get the third. Sometimes fourth, maybe even the fifth. Same with the escapes. But you have to scramble. You don't just go bridge, oh, it failed, and then go down. Bridge, shrimp, bridge again. Shrimp, bridge, shrimp again. So mix it up. It has to be mixed up. Mix the numbers. But stick within the realms of what you know and try to get really good and establish knowledge and be very solid in the positions and submissions and escapes that you know from the beginning, and have faith and trust in them, because they weren't developed overnight. They're established. It's a long system of different men that tried these and learned and taught these principles that were conducted over a period of time where people competed. And that's why everything I think has to be, that you use, has to be based upon your high percentages, 80% or higher. Why would you do a triangle escape that is 30% successful? Oh, I saw this new triangle escape. You don't even know it yet, and you're going to try it. How about try it, establish it, go slow, try to work it, and then use it? What's your main escape? When you're in trouble, in the midst of danger, you're about to get submitted or you're face punched in, what do? You scramble and you bail out as much as you can. You have to go spastic. And that's what's going to help you, I think, in a bad situation, is your ability to bridge and roll and get your elbows in and stay tight. Don't have bubbles in your game where there's a lot of space. When you're on somebody, stay tight. The tighter you stay on somebody, not tight, taut. If you stay tight, they can bridge you. But if you're taut, you're reactive and responsive to their action and the way they act. So that's why, like, when you're in a mount, you should be reactive to a guy that's going to bridge you here. He's going to bridge you sideways and sideways here. You have to be reactive. If you just stay tight and hold him, boom, he's going to bridge you. Everything is based on response, action and response. And so you have to have kind of answers to it, but you start out slow. If you go real fast right away, you're kind of losing the purpose of the way you should be rolling. Start out slow. Everyone can go fast. Can you do the same thing you just did slow? That means you've actually mastered the movement and the motion or the technique. Stay from there, go to your back, Alan. Okay, look at the L pass. That's a pin pass. That's called the pin pass. L pass is you actually push one leg to the floor and then hand. Yeah, what an easy pass. Double underpass. Push. Good. Go back. Over underpass. One of the most popular passes from Abu Dhabi. Over underpass. Okay, hold on. Stay there. Okay, over under. Now he's going to get an underhook under his arm and his head. Hold on, no, stay there. Get an underhook under his arm, again with your left other arm, and around his head. Grab your hands, now cross your feet and split the taint. That's called the taint splitter. It will rip your gooch from here to eternity. Okay, so it'll be like the Grand Canyon. One more time. So as you're passing here, this one's nasty. And then you can pass. Let's say you're trying to pass Jean-Claude Van Damme's guard like that, and he's so flexible, and he says, "Oh, it's a very good stretch." And so now you just said, "Oh, yeah, well, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to pass your guard," and just pass his guard.